angels on the line. The angels on the line. The angels on the line.
Good people, good people. Good people, good people. Good people, good people. Good people, good people. Woo-wee! Good people, good people. Say it again, Nick. Say it again real quick.
You got to give the people what they want.
We here, y'all. We here. Season 3, episode 2, entrepreneurship. We got people on the line. We got people in the studio. We're here to talk about entrepreneurship because it's brought to you by the youth. They wanted to know about it, and our job is to give them the information now that they need for a future. Now, we have on the line with us, we have Dr. Carl. Dr. Carl, talk to us. Where are you calling us from? We waiting on you, Dr. Carl. Don't you worry. Where you calling us from?
Good people.
We're going to go with Miss Johnson. Where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Denton, Texas, which is the northern part of a small town in Denton, the northern part of Texas.
Say it, Nick. Say it, Nick.
Denton, Texas.
You know, we went to Denton, Texas, Miss Johnson. We were out there for a wedding, and it was one hell of a time.
How many belt buckles do you have?
Man, just a couple. You know, Texas never turned me out. They never turned me out. What about you, Miss Johnson? How many belt buckles you got?
None yet. Once I move to Fort Worth, I'm sure I'll have a lot.
Is Dr. Carl there yet? Probably not. We ain't gonna worry. He'll jump in whenever he's good to go. Right in front of us, we got Nick. Talk to us, Nick. What's your? Oh, wait a minute, Miss Johnson. Go ahead and tell us what your business is, ma'am.
My business is called Ascent of Purpose. It is an all-boys nonprofit mentoring network. We are networking out of, currently we're networking out of Fort Worth, out of some of the churches.
Okay, perfect. I think we got Dante here. Hold on. We got a caller coming in. Is that Dr. Carl there?
Man, it is. It's me. It's me.
Where you, Dr. Carl? It's okay. Where are you calling us from, sir? And what is your entrepreneur skill? What do you do? Tell us.
So I'm Dr. Cora. I am calling from Dallas, Texas. I am a clinical psychologist. I started the Cora Group, which is a mental health symposium, a group of people who seek to make the world a better place through mental health and wellness.
Mental health awareness. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. And you calling from Texas too? Dallas. He said he in Dallas, Texas, and she in Denton, Texas. All right. Woo! Texas meet St. Louis meet Texas. What's up, baby? All right, Nick. Well, what's up, Nick? Talk to us.
My name is Nick Williams. I am a pizza delivery boy for this pizza pop-up named Nicky Slices. It is a Detroit-style take and bake online pizza business.
It's your pizza business, ain't it?
It's my pizza business, yeah. It's an online pizzeria.
You kind of tight.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey, it's fire.
I mean, you've had it.
It's a good pizza.
It's pretty good. It's only for good people, though.
Oh, good people, good people. That's what I'm talking about. Nicky Slices. I'm going to make sure everybody know about all these businesses whenever we get done with this. I'll make sure I post it. Make sure you all know, just in case you want to try Nicky Slices or you need some information for mentoring for the young boys with Miss Johnson, or if you need mental health awareness assistance with Dr. Cara. And finally, last but not least, right here with us, we have Mr. Justin here. Who, oh, my God. Go ahead, Justin.
Is this thing on? Hello? Talk to that sound guy back there. I don't know what's going on, man. Jeez, what's going on here? What's up? I'm happy to be on the show today.
What's your are you an entrepreneur, sir? Tell us what's your business?
I do a little dabbling in the music / entertainment business.
That's what I'm talking about.
You got to keep the people entertained.
You know, Angels Online, we got to have a good time. We going to have a good time. You got to get them people what they want. All right, we going to start real quick. And I just want to know first is, what made you start up your own business? Let's start up with Miss Johnson. What made you start up your own business?
Because I work with juvenile already in the juvenile setting, we found out that mainly it's mostly boys that start the career off. But we decided that we would start with them also. We can get those young men away from the starting point of not going into either juvenile detention or any type of detention phase. Then we have the family right there. So we wanted to start mentoring them, showing them that there are people out there that care about them, and just start within their community. So that's why starting in Fort Worth, Fort Worth, Texas. So that's really what made us start.
Perfect. The experience made you start. Welcome to the Angels Online. I love it. Dr. Carl, what brought you Carl Works, sir?
So actually, Carl Works came out or began before the Carl Group. Initially, what happened was I was doing my pre-doc internship hours, and I had a group of young men and women actually who I was kind of counseling and working with. And then once my hours were complete, my responsibility was to pass them on to someone else. But I had created such a strong relationship with these young people that it would have been a disservice to them to have them start over and meet somebody new, get reacclimated to a new personality, a new person. And I just feel like there was something that I didn't really want to do. I just wanted to continue to work with them. So myself and four other people who graduated WashU with me, came up with a business plan, and it's like, hey, let's just do our own private practice, and we can kind of do it how we want to do it, as opposed to joining somebody else's organization and kind of fill it into what they had going on. So we've done that, and we've grown tremendously over this last 2 years. So it's kind of with the same model, just has been working for us.
Wonderful. I love it. Nick, why did you start up your own business?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I just didn't want to work for anybody anymore. I had a situation in my last job, and I was in this kitchen I ran this kitchen for 8 years, and in the restaurant world, a lot of people bounce around, and it's not really a lot of people that stay down and stay down. Mm-hmm. And I stayed at this restaurant that I was at, running it for 8 years.
Okay.
Built it up. The restaurant was only open for 10 years, so I built this restaurant to what it was. And at the end of the day, when it ended, I felt like I was taken advantage of. And I was just told myself I wasn't going to let anybody else make a dime off me and my skill set. So
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Justin, what made you get into music and production and everything?
Mine was also I didn't want to work for anyone else. Also, I've been pretty much working in restaurants my whole life, front of the house, back of the house.
Management?
Yeah, I've done some management. I mean, I've opened and closed stores and everything, and I was at a job for 8 years also, and that was probably before 2008. Remember, we had the recession.
Yeah.
2008, and basically it was a franchise, and they were like, oh, well, if you still want to work here, they were trying to, I got the opposite of a raise.
Oh.
They were trying to say do the same job for less money.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So they're like, yeah. And they wait till I drove all the way out there. It was probably a 30-minute drive to tell me that. So I just said no thank you and drove home and had the day off.
And the rest of the day's off, huh?
But that was the best thing that ever happened to me, is being like a wake-up call. And then at that time, my daughter was just a couple years old, and then my dad had passed away, and there was a lot of things going on. So, yeah, my dad was watching Jasmine while I was at work and everything. And, of course, like I said, he passed. I'm like, well, I got to find a babysitter.
Yep.
And that's the problem with a lot of people is you go out and earn minimum wage, but then you got to pay a babysitter to watch the kids. So you're basically just paying for the babysitter, and
it's like daycare. People complain about daycare all the time.
Same thing, right?
They're paying for.
You can't get ahead. I mean, you're up in one pocket, out the other.
It's like some people say it's like $400 a month to $800,000 a month just for child care or whatever. So Yeah. So you said the
So,
hell with that, huh?
Yeah, so that's it. So I figured I kind of got into music, and I've done all artist shows, concerts, production, events, all kinds of stuff, and I just figured out that I like St. Louis, and I just want to showcase talent in our city, whether it's small business or a local artist. And but the beauty of the internet, it's local, but it's also worldwide. So we have people tuned in from other countries too. So yeah, I just figure it's a great place for people to get their voice heard. May not like everything people say, but they deserve the right to say it. That's the First Amendment, I believe.
Welcome to the Angels Online, voice of the unheard.
You got to let the people talk about what they want to talk about.
That's what Justice said, baby.
You may or may not agree with it, but that's their own little thing we call freedom of speech.
I love it. I love it. And of course, the Angels Online started. I had a situation in Texas, and it was kind of like along the same lines. I was doing what I was supposed to do and everything else, and so then I figured, I've been working with these juveniles. I've been working with kids, especially boys. I was only with boys there. Predominantly, I've been working with boys, and then as a probation parole officer, I worked with men and women. But those young, I figured with all my experience, education, professional experience, why not do something to figure out how we can help these kids before they get to that level? You get tired of handcuffing. You get tired of writing incident reports. You get tired of watching kids pull their hair out. You get tired of watching all those things. So it's like, how can you start? Somebody needs to hear them. And when you're hearing all their problems, you see that you're probably the first person they were able to open up to. Nobody has taken the time to listen to them. So the Angels Online comes from that. And more. You can see the website and everything else. But we want to focus on everybody else here. So my next question is you started your business, but did you have a role model to start your business? Did you have somebody that influenced you to start your business? Talk to me, Justin. Did you have a role model or anything that make you start your business? Did you have...
Honestly, no. As far as like the studio goes, I just basically purchased the equipment, and I had a general idea of how to do audio. I mean, mixers and channels and microphones and all that. So I just started that, and then I guess you could say my influence to get into radio was probably 2014. There's this guy, DJ Mac Diddy. Shout out him. He's based out of New York too.
Okay.
And he's the one that used the Spreaker program that we use. And one of my artists that I was recording, Mark Bone, he's like, "Oh, they're playing my song in New York." And this was back in 2014, right? People weren't doing their little podcast in their grandma's basement back then and everything. But so I think I know a thing or two about the radio. So. But yeah, so I looked into it, and it was really easy to start, and basically I had to teach myself everything. I didn't have anybody I don't have anybody to call. If something breaks or this microphone's not working, then I got to run back there and do it. So yeah, so I mean, I would like to have somebody that I could kind of turn to. But that's why I'm trying to teach other people the craft, and Casmo was here earlier and try to teach him. Some people are greedy with their talent, and some people want to pass it on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. I'd rather educate people.
That's what I'm talking about. Nick, talk to me. Tell me.
Biggest influence is clearly, obviously, my father.
Yeah.
My dad, after my mom passed away, pretty much said he's got to live his life, so he quit his day job and opened up a pizzeria. And being a black man opening up a pizzeria on South Grand at the time, it just South Grand wasn't like South Grand it is right now.
Right.
And he just persevered through so much BS to get that thing open with no restaurant experience. And I saw him struggle, and I saw all the pitfalls he went through, and I saw all those things. And I always knew off that I wanted to open up something. I didn't know it was going to be a pizzeria.
Right.
I thought I would open up just a full-fledged restaurant that was way more than pizza. But the pizza thing just kind of happened just off of sheer luck and COVID.
Yeah, took off.
Yeah. Honestly, I started Nikki Slices just doing private dinners and giving people pizzas as I would leave as a token of thank you. And then people just started asking for the pizzas, and I would give them the pizzas to my friends just how you get them now. Like,
Yeah.
just you bake them at your crib in the aluminum foil. And it honestly just did its own thing. It just, like, it was a monster in itself. Like, I mean, everything is super thoughtful. I think I'm getting way ahead of the questions here.
But you know what?
Yeah, but,
if your dad was your role model, you're giving me that. It's fine. We rolling.
Yeah, he was just the man. He from a young age for me, imparted the knowledge of like of creative expression. Like he was like, whatever you got in you, you need to get it out.
There it is.
Like you need to talk to if you want to make like as soon as I was like I want to play drums, she's like, all right, bet here. Got me a little mini drum set. Express yourself.
There
Do
you
what
go.
you want. I want to play baseball. All right, bet. Boom. Let's go to batting cage every day. Like that man, if anything, told me just to express yourself.
You know, and a lot of parents don't say that.
Exactly.
And that's a problem that a lot of kids have because nobody told them to express themselves.
Yeah.
That's why the Angels Don't Lie voices are unheard because these kids have something to say. And if you allow them to say what they need to say, then you can help them. They can probably be on a whole different path than what they
100%.
might be going on and anything else. Dr. Carl, did you have a role model, or did you have someone that pushed you to become an entrepreneur, handle your business?
Yeah, actually, professionally, no, but just like my man Nicky said, I mean, I would have to say it was my dad also. I mean, my dad, he is not the type of person to work for anybody. Never worked for anybody. In my entire life, he has always had like his own business and 1,000 side hustles. But so like,
Come on.
when I got my life together, I was like, man, I don't want to work for anybody because I don't want anybody telling me what I can do, and having to, kind of restrict my own success because of someone else. So I want to put myself in a position to where I do my own thing. And then once, having watched my dad be like that my entire life, I just surrounded myself with people who I could learn from and who I can also teach and, get on one accord with, and then we kind of just move in the direction of success. So like professionally, did I have a role model? No, but I mean, I had like my dad who taught me how, you're going to be a successful business person. You got to really do it. You might not make money right away, but keep going, because the money will come, just, continue with the passion and the purpose, and it'll come together. So.
Yes. Miss Johnson, what about you?
I would say I didn't have a role model per se, but I had someone that was always there for me, which would have been my husband, because after, like you said, being in the juvenile field for so long, he finally sat me down and said, look, we can't keep locking these kids up forever.
Right.
So what, it wasn't for the job, what would you do with these young men? And my thing was to be, even I'm a female, for both of us in our business to be an inspiration. Listen to what they said, as you said, Ms. Ramsey. Help them with the resources, show them the opportunities out there other than going to jail, smoking, things like that. Like you said, we do need to listen to them. So being an entrepreneur in this, kids look up to you and say, hey, if they did it, then I can do it too. Can you teach me how to do it? And that's part of our program, teaching them how to become entrepreneurs, if that's what you want to do. You want to go to a different school, go to college or whatever. That's part of our program.
Good.
It's just to get them on the right track so they won't end up in these juvenile detention centers, in these jails, things like that.
Motivate them to do something different.
Definitely.
You say college, trade school, whatever. A mentor is going to help you and lead you. Not going to tell you what you need to do. Just give you options. Options are out there. You don't have to follow the trend. You don't have to do that. There are a lot of people who made it without following the trend and saying, oh, you got to go to college or you're a failure at life. It's not about that. There's so many more. There's so much money out here working. And then once you learn those trades and once you start working for somebody and just learn, like Nick and Justin said, we learn management. We've been working. We've built up places. We might as well do our own if we're going to do it. Otherwise, somebody else just making a dime off your talent. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with it. What advice would you give to someone starting their business? Ms. Johnson, we'll go with you if you would like. What advice would you give to someone that's starting their business?
For me, the advice would be just hang in there. Because like the doctor said, it is, you may not make money the first couple of years, but that's not, it's really about holding steady and knowing what you want to do. If this is what you really want to do, this is your passion, and you want to work for yourself, then you will hold steady with that. And that's what we've done.
Good. I love it. Dr. Carl, what advice would you give?
I mean, I'm going to come right back to the same thing. I think that's the single most thing that kills dreams and successes. People give up too soon. I mean, a lot of times social media especially will teach us or shows us or try to convince us that success is immediate, right? And that it should be something that comes. I know for me at least, when I was first starting out, I was, naive and judging, someone else when they may have been on their chapter 52. And I was just starting on my chapter 1. So the success and the business wasn't going to look the same because they had worked and gone through stuff that I had known about. But just looking from the outside, it looked like they were, on the top from the beginning. So sticking with it is really, really the, the most important thing. I mean, like I said, I think I donated more, clinical hours my first year than I had did before graduating, just because I wanted to do the work. And then, all of a sudden, those same people started referring people, and then people started hearing about, or telling about their experiences. And then the people just started to come out of nowhere based on all the work I had done my first year when I didn't have any money, when I was just paying people out of my own bank account and not from the business, or just doing all these other things, but it all, came back, tenfold because I was consistent in what my goal was. So just, stick with it, understand that your chapter 1, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 15 or chapter 20 because it's not going to look the same.
Come on. Come on. Somebody better talk to him. And you know what? That sounds, it sounds like what Nick said, because Nick stated you gave free hours, so you can get yourself out there, promote yourself out there. And Nick said he was giving away pieces at events or whatever. Next thing, now he's got a huge clientele, and his pieces are taking off.
I saw them fancy photos you got. Oh, fancy man.
You got pieces cheesy and stuff and looking good.
Chicken and waffles.
Nick, what advice would you give, man?
Just to echo everybody, stick to the plan. Stick to your vision. Like, you're gonna have so many people that have advice, that have tidbits they want to share with you. You have to be 10 toes down on your vision in order for that thing to grow roots and build a strong foundation. And everybody's got an opinion. Stick to your vision. And one of the most important things for me was, and I ignored this at first, if you're the smartest person in the room, leave that room.
Get out. Get out.
If you are the smartest person in that room, get out of the room.
Shoot.
Talk to everyone. Go if you're meeting with your banker and they have a mixer or a function, go to that function. Go talk to everyone that you can talk to. If you don't have the strength in something, go talk about it. Go talk to somebody, because knowledge is everything, and you don't have to be the best at everything in your business, but you need to have a working knowledge of almost everything. If you really want to have a firm foundation and everything, you need to know a lot or a little about everything.
And that means networking and diversity. Be open to criticism too.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you.
Hey, Angel, I got something else.
Yeah. Come on, Dr. Carl. Come on.
Thing, Angel.
Go ahead, Dr. Carl.
So another thing is, don't allow the opinions and views of how your close family and friends, how serious they take you, to determine how serious you need to be or how serious you are. Because, and I hate to say it because it's all over TikTok and it's like a sound bite, but your family and friends ain't gonna be your first customers. They're just not.
Never.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take yourself seriously. You should keep going. Just okay. Well, that's fine. Tell people in the next group, but don't let your family and close friends and the people who surround themselves to diminish the work that you're doing by it's like, oh, I like your little business, I like your little pieces, I like your little, your little mentoring program. Don't even surround yourself with them kind of people, because ain't nothing that I'm doing little. Yeah. It ain't costing little, so it ain't little. You know what I'm saying? So
look,
don't
you know what to
stuff
say.
like that and people to be around you. No, for sure, and for real.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody pays full price.
Hey, okay.
Ain't no discounts.
Ain't no shirts.
Everybody
Ain't
pays
no
full
shirts
price.
giving out.
You're not going into Louis asking for 50% off.
You got some coupons?
You know what I'm saying? Well, you better wait for the
Everybody
summer
pays full
sale to
price.
drop. If I drop a sale, that'll be the best time you better get something. Ain't no shoe. You ain't walking in a coach
It'd be the closest ones that ask for discounts and freebies.
and don't want to do nothing. Don't want to do nothing. Boy, I tell you.
How
Justin,
much-
come on, man.
How much for one rib?
I don't want the whole thing.
You ain't gonna just let
I don't
me
want
get
the
it.
whole-
You ain't gonna just let me get it. What you got for him, Justin?
Yeah, also same thing, perseverance. I've been doing radio, like I said, for 9 years. It was 9 years last month. So, and I'm still not where I want to be. I want another studio, grow more shows. I mean, yeah, that's basically it. I want people around me that don't tell me how great I'm doing. Tell me, how can we do better? How can we improve? I'm never really satisfied, so always strive to do better. Hey, we need some more cool buttons or whatever. Anything from big to small. We gotta. I spent $3,000 on a sign in the front, an LED sign. So it's smart investments, and
It draws attention. We noticeable away.
Yeah.
Because I know people be like, "Hey, I see that studio." That's what they say. Oh,
and
I know where you
ever since we got the sign, now people are stopping by and interested in possibly doing a show. So it's don't waste your money, invest your money. You're not losing money just starting your business. You're hopefully investing money. And of course, yeah, you'll be lucky to break even. I mean, you may experience a loss the first couple of years, but that's where the perseverance comes in, and just keep at it. And don't listen to the naysayers. Because there's always going to see someone with your success. Oh, man, your pizza sucks. I want to make a pizza place.
That shit ain't hard.
Right? And then there's
You
competition.
just putting that on that piece.
gotta
Man,
be
so
cooking
are
the
Domino's for
pizzas.
everybody else, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what makes your business great? What makes you that's a tough business to be in. There's a lot of other less good pizza places out there, but I mean, how do you keep yourself better than them, better quality, better customer service, and keep the people? You got to keep the people coming back.
Every point.
Good people,
Every
good
way.
people.
You got to get the pizza out the oven.
Come on. You got to do it.
You don't want to keep it in too long.
Come on. Oh.
And another thing, stay ahead. Don't be afraid of change either.
Oh, don't be resistant.
Because
Come on,
I
baby.
could see how cable TV and FM, AM radio are kind of phasing out, right? Your radio's right here. I mean,
Yep.
you got your Spotify, your Pandora,
apps.
mycitymymusic.com. You can tune in and find all your quality programming. Shameless plug.
Come on, man. You got to do it.
You got to throw in a commercial every now and then.
And ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the greatest show on the planet, The Angels Online.
Oh my god. This dude is a professional.
Listen.
Pro.
Love it.
Somebody's got to do it.
What is your favorite part about doing this? What is your favorite part about doing this, Justin? Talk to me.
Smile. I like the people smile when they leave the building. You
on,
come here, are you smiling over there? Okay, see, she's having a good time. But that's what it is. Yeah, keep the people. I mean, like I said, got to keep the people entertained. And
That's
as
right.
far as my business,
That's right.
and yeah, word of mouth. I mean,
That's it. That's a big time because when people come on shows and they're like, "Oh, dang, what's that studio? How much that studio? Let me talk to him. Okay, let me meet this person. Okay." Even if they come 6 months later, like, I came to your show, somebody's show, and I want to. That's a big thing. Word of mouth.
a lot of referrals, yeah, and shows. Co-hosts become hosts and get their own show. And
Yep. Yep.
I known you before you were famous.
You sure do.
Yeah.
All right. Start from the bottom. Now we heard.
Uh.
Nick, talk to me, Nick. What's one of your favorite part? What is it?
Favorite part of being an entrepreneur is when you think that like that's your limit, or you got you got like taxes coming up. And you're like, damn, I didn't save for taxes. Like you got some obstacle coming up, and then you get through it. And then there's some other BS on a couple months down the road, and then you get through it. You find out, hey, well, like, side note, being an entrepreneur is just being a problem solver. That's it. That's it.
Figure out the next step
But
every
just
time.
like seeing like you level up every time, and be like, man, I can't believe I got through that. But like it was easy, or like tapping into your network to get through something. Like that's the best part for me. That's my favorite part. Is just like every time we level up, it's just like, man, like looking back, being like, man, that was easy. That was nothing.
You
And
know
now-
what? I love you say that because we got kids that are listening to the episode who want to be entrepreneurs. It's like when you get ready to take a test in middle school or high school, right? And you like, I gotta study. And then the test get in front of you and you knock it out. You be like, that wasn't hard. And you see your score, you be like, what? Well, shit, I can do it. Get the next test, and that makes you want to keep doing. And then you see that grade, and then you see the positive effects of that grade behind it. And then you go further. You go to college, right? And you surpass college, and you like, man, we gotta do all this homework. We gotta do these papers. We gotta do these tests. We gotta do this, and then you get your degree, and then you like, man, it wasn't even that bad.
No, it was
and you look
chilling.
at
I had a
all the
great
positive
time.
aspects. I had a great time. I had fun. I got my degree. I learned a lot, and then they go on to the next part of education. You know what I'm saying? So everything ties, and then it's like, okay, I'm ready to start my business. I'm ready to do this now. I learned this. I done had my playtime. Okay, I done listened to the Angels online, and I heard what all they said. So I'm going to take everything they said, and I'm going to soak it in. Dr. Carl, what's your favorite part of being an entrepreneur?
Probably the freedom. I mean, the freedom to work more hours.
Ooh,
You know, 'cause
yes.
you don't work less hours when you own a business. You work more hours. So, I mean, the freedom to make your own decisions, but the flip side is that you have to deal with making those decisions, whether good or bad. The freedom to not be limited in what direction I can go in. So just I would say the freedom.
Awesome. Johnson, what about you?
I would say the kids' faces when they learn something new, when we give them resources they know nothing about, and to see them put those resources into action, and the reaction that they get after they've done that, and they come back to us and say, hey, guess what? I used this resource, and this is what happened. And they ask me if I need any help, so this is what I can do. And, and they do that with the mentor going alongside them the whole way. I would say the kids' reaction to it is the best part for us.
That's what I'm talking about. That knowing that, even with me, I feel like it's the same thing. When the one thing I love is the kids' reaction and like, wait, there's something for us. Oh, there's something for us that we can do. Oh, we get to talk to adults too, so we get to learn this wisdom. We get information. We don't get judged. We get to openly talk about it. Oh, somebody else is going through that too. Oh, somebody else went through that when they were younger, but they're just now talking about it. So now we're not alone. Okay. Oh my God, this people out here to help us. They care about us. Oh, they're gonna give us this. They got gift cards. Oh my God. Oh man, they're talking about something that's happening with me right now. Oh, I feel open to talk about. It's just all those positive aspects that come from it. So thank you all. Thank you all for that. What qualities do you think? What are some qualities that you possess or that you think entrepreneurs should be able to possess? I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say is it ties into what everybody just said. It's patience. That's one thing. I was just listening to everybody say. It's like, don't give up. Keep going. Pay attention to mistakes. Learn from it. Watch how you can grow. Watch how you can keep growing. So I think patience is a good quality that should be that individuals should be able to possess, and patience is a virtue. It's engraved, and progress is a process. And so a lot of people need to remember that. I had to even tell myself that before, when I was starting this, because I've never been an entrepreneur before. I've been in the criminal justice system, done all this stuff. I had to teach myself about podcasts. I had to teach myself a whole lot of stuff. And then I had friends and stuff who also were able to help me along the lines of doing everything I do, like everybody I'm talking to right now. I know at some point I had to ask a question because I didn't know nothing about no videos. So I want to say patience is a quality I think entrepreneurs should possess. Nick, what about you? What's a quality?
Adaptability and problem solving. It's just running your own whatever. If it's a nonprofit, anything. It's just problem solving. It's just a lot of times you're not gonna have the answers, like my man said, and you guys got to figure it out. You got to dig down in and just figure it out. Google is your best friend a lot of times.
Yep.
YouTube.
YouTube.
and your and your network. just being able to like be adaptable to everything.
Justin, what about you?
The main thing, I think my biggest advice would be a leader, don't be a boss. So don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Like, I can be in front of the camera, I'll be behind the camera, I'll be in the back recording, I'll make you a flyer, whatever you need, wherever you don't just. Yeah, if I gotta clean the bathroom, I'm gonna clean the bathroom. I mean, whatever needs to be
Come
done.
on, man.
Either
Come
do
on.
it yourself or find a good quality grade. Would you mind cleaning the bathroom? Find people you can rely on to help and come together like Voltron.
And that's like any job. You know what I'm saying?
Treat your employees properly. I mean,
that's actually the next question. But Dr. Cara, go ahead. What do you think of quality? A good you know,
I think a good quality
should possess. Yeah.
entrepreneur should have.
Yeah.
They should be able to be. Yeah. They should be versatile. No to people that you service, no to customers, no to mentees, no to clients are the same. And you can't have you can't not be able to adapt to how to communicate with them, how to provide your service to them. I mean, because we're in business to make money. I mean, you have to be able to. You want money from all those different type of places. You want to service all young people, and you want to service all people and all issues. So you have to be able to adapt to whatever the situation is successfully and effectively.
Adapt and accommodate. Let's go. Come on. And Johnson, talk to us.
Besides leader and patience, I'm gonna say listening. Because a lot of times you do a whole lot of talking and not a lot of listening, and we may miss something that would have been important. You know, young people have a lot to say, and true, we have to be patient with them as they say it, because they may not know how to say it or how they want to, communicate it to us. But we have to be patient and we have to listen really well in order to hear what they're trying to say.
And that's a big one with young adults. They don't know how to decipher what they're trying to say like we may do, and that's why I connect youth and adults in an open dialogue, because you can't be judgmental when you're talking to them. They know what they're trying to say, but they may not be able to deliver that message as appropriately as or as effectively as we can. So if you listen to them, you can help them. And so, do you mean, ask little open-ended questions, or do you mean this, or So that's a huge one. We got listening skills, patience, leadership, problem solving, being versatile, all wonderful traits that all not only just entrepreneurs should have, but it goes with my next question, because it was like, what do you think qualities that make a good business leader? I think all those qualities, that question all those answers answer that question. All those qualities, like Justin said, if you're working at a restaurant and you're the manager or the GM or what, go clean the bathroom, man. Like it's okay. You used to be there. Help out. Somebody's having a bad day, tell them to go take an extra 15-minute break, man. Just go take a walk around the block. Dr. Carr does mental health. Sometimes you don't know what someone's going through, and they don't want to be vulnerable and talk about those things or whatnot. And listening, just patience, all those things, they're all extremely important. Is it simple? Is it hard? How does one financially plan being an entrepreneur for like a business's future? Go ahead, Nick. Talk
All
to
right.
me.
So this is as someone who is not quote unquote a numbers guy.
Me either. Good God.
I was like, okay, I know how to do food costing. I've been doing it for 10 years. Boom, got that. I like just find a banker that you trust.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. I found a banker that, at the end of the day, they work for a bank.
Yeah.
And if you grew up like me, not super financially literate,
Right.
then they're the op.
Yeah.
You think they're trying to take your money, but
Yeah.
in actuality, if you make money, they make money. You can get money loans from them if you make more money, and it's just a beautiful circle.
Yep.
Financially planning is if you're not a numbers person like me, writing a business plan is going to be extremely difficult. You have to get with people that know this stuff. That was my biggest fault. Is I was sitting here trying to put a circle in a square or a square in a circle, And I was like, I'm going to do a business plan my way. I've got this super unique business. You know what? I'm not going to go to a bank with a regular business plan. I'm going to show them what we do, how we do it. And at the end of the day, you can't fight everything.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of mold yourself to what the bank is looking for. But like, if you don't know money, you have to get with somebody that knows money. That's point blank period. That was my biggest. That's what I'm most proud of. Is I'm not a money person. Numbers are foreign to me. Creating stuff, making videos, making pizza. That's my jam.
Okay.
That's my jam.
Whew.
So finding somebody
We
and
the
putting
same, baby.
and putting somebody on your team that will help you with that. That's my biggest advice for that.
Perfect. Oh, how does one financially?
One more.
Go ahead. Talk to it. Come on, man. Come on.
My banker told me this. He said, while you're in the feast, save for the famine, because there will be a famine.
Yes.
Save your fucking. Sorry.
Go ahead, man. Come on. Come on.
Save your money.
Save that damn money,
the money.
pal.
Save your money. And then also, more so on top of that, because I've learned a lot about this stuff. If you have an accountant for your business, for your small business, if you don't have one, find one, because it'll save you a lot of money come tax time.
Okay.
Okay. These accountants will help you save money. As far as like, if you don't know anything about like write-offs and all this stuff, like these people are on your team to help you save money. They're expensive, but in the long end, they will get you right.
Yes.
So save, or while everybody's feasting, you're saving for the famine. Save your money.
Boom. Oh. Justin, how does one financially plan for a business's future?
Personal sacrifice. Not only save, but you give up personal items. I don't need new Jordans or personal. If it's not for the business, I don't need it right now.
That's right.
I can sacrifice. Give me food, shelter.
I don't need to shop.
Yeah,
same thing in my closet.
Any profit that's made, it goes back into the business. So, I mean, that's the bottom line. People squander their money away and plan for the business before you have the business. That's why I worked all those restaurants for those years, to get and plan and put some savings away. And I mean, you need personal savings for your startup unless you have an investor. That would be nice. But yeah, like you said, save your money, invest in your business. If you don't need it, actually, you got to give the people what they need.
That's right. You know, a kid asked me that, Miss Ramsey, how come it's you got to give the people what they want and not what they need? And I was
true.
like,
I
said it's a slogan, but we still got to give you what you need, baby. Don't you worry.
Yes.
And I'm talking about the podcast and the conversations. This is what you want to talk about. Let's talk about it. She was like, oh, I get it. I said, but I also, when I deal with you personally, I'm going to give you what you need. She was like, yeah, because you gave me when my dad. I was like, yeah, baby, you got it.
Because that's what it is. There's needs and there's wants, and people are trying to satisfy all their wants. But I'll buy these new shoes, but I didn't pay my electric bill.
Come
on,
man.
Priorities.
Lights out.
I got these cool shoes, but you can't see them. The lights are out, right? That'd be it. Save your money, invest.
Johnson, talk to us. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with what he said about the personal sacrifice, because what I found out in nonprofits, a lot of times you have to give away the services for free. And my thing was, what? We're giving away something for free? Why is that? But you have to. You want to know who the people in your community is, and the only way they're going to want your whatever it is you're doing is if you give it away for free.
That's how they sold crack in the 80s.
Of course, people tell other people how good it was, word of mouth, things like that. So it's a personal sacrifice. It's hard. It's hard, but it's a personal sacrifice.
That's it. Dr. Cara.
Man, look here. They didn't said it already. They didn't said it already. The personal sacrifice is something else.
Amen.
Amen. I mean, you can't be, out here trying to look like you got the money while you're trying to make the money.
Right.
Put that money back in that business.
Put it back. Put it down. I say all the time, you better eat at home. We eating at home. We eating at home. We ain't going out to eat. We're going to make this restaurant rich. We eating at home.
All the brokest people wear fake Gucci.
Straight up.
Hey, come on. You know what to say. Look here. I don't even need Gucci. I'll go to Ross.
What is Bill Gates? Yeah, Bill Gates doesn't wear fancy clothes.
Uniform.
No.
They all got a uniform.
He
They
does
wear
not.
khakis and a polo shirt.
Hey, they got a pair of Dockers on and a polo
And they're billionaires.
shirt.
And they're
And
billionaires.
they're billionaires. Exactly.
I don't need to impress
I
anybody.
say it all
Yeah.
the time. Listen, I just put on the Angels Online shirt and I'll keep it pushing.
There it is. For the record, they really needed to be teaching like this kind of stuff to these kids.
Yeah.
That's what
Business planning, like writing a business plan,
Financial planning.
financial planning, like financial literacy
Yeah.
would change the game. Would change the
But
game.
you know, I
part
think
of my program,
one of
baby.
the problems is a lot of banks won't let you open a savings account until you're 16. Because I was going to get my kids, teach them about money and saving, but no, they can't even get their own account.
But you can still teach them.
Well, right. But yeah, I'd like
when,
to.
when it's time for them to step in.
Yeah.
But there's other levels to this stuff. How, like, I think one of the biggest things that blew my mind away is a lot of these people that are super successful. They're not spending their money. They're spending their credit. They're putting risk on credit. They're not putting their actual like fortune on risk. That like if you teach people to think about money like that and building credit, and it would change the game for everyone. It would level the playing field because like if you got money, like it's just a continual circle. And the people that ain't got money, same thing. They're going backwards. If you teach this stuff earlier, it would change the game.
I didn't know about finance. I had to learn it myself.
Exactly.
I wasn't taught. The Angels Online is literally part of my life. I didn't know about finances. I didn't know about entrepreneurship. I didn't know about shit.
Yeah.
Until I got to college or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I learned, I'm like, credit?
Yeah.
What's that?
There's some kids that do need to know about trigonometry, but the majority of us do not.
If you're going to be in that
Teach us how
profession,
teach us how to control
Listen.
our savings and these other things. And
I say it all the time. I don't give a damn
Building
about
credit.
photosynthesis. I don't care.
unless you're going to be a botanist.
Yeah.
I mean, right. But
I don't care about no plants. I mean, I love nature, but I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know how to, it's a lot of stuff you look at and I'm just like, what they going to do with this?
yeah,
But all these other problems that they looking at going, like I teach students, I gave all of them a job. You got a job, you get paid. This is what you do. You got to show up and you got to perform. And that's how you going to get paid, or guess what you going to get? And the kids be like, you going to get fired. I said, exactly. And if I need somebody to step in, what they going to get? A temp job. That's right. For them 2 days, I need somebody to be a temp job, and they going to get paid for their temporary service. That's what's happening in the world right now.
yeah.
There's temp jobs for people and to be hired on permanent. Something for people. People need helpers. People need workers. I mean, that's what's going on. Kids need to learn that when they get these jobs, they got to show up on time. You actually got to come to school in order to work, in order to get paid.
And on time ain't on time.
Come on now. You got to be
On
early.
time ain't on time.
I want to see you walking up in here, and I don't want to see you ready. I want to see you showing leadership skills. I don't want no problems. I was teaching that. It was easy. I like to sit back and watch the kids walk down the steps without me telling them nothing. The other kids lead them. It's like the Army, y'all better be great. And you reward that. It's incentive based and everything. You reward them, let them, hey, I see you. You're doing a good job. You got to feed that energy to kids, man. You got to feed them. Don't call them stupid. Don't let them know. Don't say, don't do that. Like, just, you got to, man, whew. I can go on for days and days. We're going to talk about this money. Woo! My goodness.
to be continued.
Right, okay. Oh, my God. Okay, you know what to say. What is success in entrepreneurship? What is success?
Let me go.
Go ahead.
Who you asking first?
It don't matter, man.
Just go.
Dante,
Go.
Nick, what is success?
Everybody's gonna be different.
I
Yeah.
tell you, from the outside, people would be like, Nikki Slice is successful. It is. I've been able to sustain myself, hire my best friend, hire another good friend from high school back in the day, and employ them and keep money in their pocket. Mm-hmm. That's success, but also there's some weeks where we don't crush it like that. Mm-hmm. There's some weeks where I'm like, all right, we need to sell 20 more pizzas. Why didn't we sell those 20 pizzas? And then between the time that we have to stop selling pizza, I fight and claw and work some videos on Instagram to see what works. And then you end up selling 15, but you don't get that 20. Mm-hmm. But still, you found a way to sell 15 more pizzas. That's a small win. You find out what works for you, for your business, what brings in more people, what works on Instagram, what works on TikTok. you find these little things during these bad weeks, or you find out how to motivate one of your guys a little bit more than you knew. You found out what makes him take a little bit more. Those are small wins. That's the success that I love. The little ones, because those things will, when you're killing it and you need to sell a little bit more, you need to level up a little bit more. You tap back into the information, and you just keep on leveling up.
Beast. Come on. Justin, what do you think is success? What's success in entrepreneurship?
Well, I can go with my personal idea of success is,
Good.
like I said earlier, like you said, leveling up. I'd like to get another studio, more shows, franchise. And I was thinking ahead, we're based out of St. Louis, but it's my city, my music, so we could be in any city. So plan ahead, and then that's why I foresee I try to predict the future as much as possible. But I stay ahead of the curve. That's why Radio Shack, Blockbuster Video,
R.I.P. Circuit City.
Boy, I'm dead.
No, right, and that's true. I'm surprised Best Buy's still around.
Honestly, R.I.P. malls, period.
Listen.
Malls. There's only one. I think South County, they got a couple malls
Was
left.
it
but
Hollywood movie?
But think about it. But someone, I mean, they did not look to. It said earlier, don't be afraid of change. Look to the future. What's happening with the industry? Everything's unplugged. Everything's wireless. Here's your TV. Here's your radio.
Here's your credit card.
Here's your camera. Guess what? It's a phone too. Can you believe that? It's a computer. I mean, whatever you need it to be, plan ahead. And bigger, faster, stronger.
Johnson, what do you think? How does one? Go ahead.
In our field, that one kid that was going to turn wrong.
Come on.
One down the wrong lane and made a full 360, and now that kid is coming back to saying, "Look at where I am today with you guys' help." That kid from the community that can help other kids, and now he or she is a mentor, saying, "I want to help the rest of the community. I want to be the example to other kids like I was did."
See, that's it. And you hear just real quick, you get the news. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin and Nick, they have not went to jail. They have become successful entrepreneurs after leaving the juvenile detention one time. Matter of fact, they didn't even make it to juvenile detention.
How do you know that?
Because Nick survived. I keep in touch with him.
I only go to jail when I'm in Eureka.
Out here.
Tune in.
I got locked up at Six Flags one time.
Do not speed down Halls Ferry. Yes, Ms. Johnson, I love that. If you could save one, there are billions of kids out here. We cannot save them all. But the effort to at least try and attempt to help these youth, that's all you can give. That's all you can give. You can give whatever comes with your effort and hope to God that they make it out. I've seen a lot of kids in the newspaper deceased or getting ready to catch lifetime charges and get 25, 30 years after they've been in juvenile and they ain't changed and their parents going down with them. So, once they got out, they went back into that environment. Their parent was part of the problem. I've seen it all. Johnson has seen it all, so like she said, that one kid, I really agree with that. Dr. Carl, what about you?
It's really what everybody has already said. I mean, I would just ask myself, like, am I accomplishing the goal that I originally set out when I started doing this? Have I been effective? Have I created opportunity? And can I pay my bills?
Yep.
And those things will determine whether there's any level of success.
I like to ask, have I changed a life? Have I made a difference? Even just being on my podcast, I was informed that my podcast made a difference for a little girl. So for me, it's like, okay, because it's focused on personal experience, professional knowledge. So if somebody's listening and they heard, a bullying episode and they're going through it and they figure out, okay, you know what, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to commit suicide. I don't want to feel that way. Or sexually assaulted and be like, okay, now I need to report this. These women went through this and they didn't report it till the age of 35, 30 years old. But I'm 13. I'm finna tell. I'm telling somebody. No matter what the backlash is, they said it. It's okay. They went through it, and look at them. They're telling their story, and they're okay. So, however we can get through to people, even adults, because this is not for just youth. This is for adults as well. Because a lot of times adults don't know what we're talking about. They're resistant to even listening. They're resistant to change. They're resistant to learning new communication skills, especially if they're older. You know, if they're older, they're like, well, I made it this far. I'm fine. I'm not doing nothing. But we can all be better. We can all do better. You know, I learn every day. We all learn every day something new based on somebody else's perspective, somebody else's experience, what they're going through. We see that it is out here and it's available to us. If they can go through it, we can potentially go through it. So I guess that helps us be more careful. That helps us be more mindful. You know, practicing mindfulness, reflecting on things that we've seen, things that we've done. So, you know, that's something that I feel is really important. My last question is passion. What do you think? Is passion involved? You know, how does your ideas develop? Is it passion? What is it? Because you know what? I think when I speak about the Angels Online, I know. When I speak about the Angels Online, I think, because I have to listen to myself, of course. I'd be like, damn, why be serious? I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about the kids. I'm passionate about helping. I can't sleep at night. I wake up at 2, 3 in the morning with ideas in my head and figure out how I can make a difference, how I can make a change, how I can do something better. I get up and I want to write them down. Like, I can't sleep until I write them down because I don't want to forget them. You know, I think I did it last night or the night before, but I get up and I write ideas down. I wake up in the morning and I might send a text message to Dr. Carl and say, hey, look, and I just be going, but it's on my mind. You know, so I feel like I think if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing what you love, back to what Nick said earlier on in the show, he said he had passion. He loved what he did, you know. And so I think that I can't resist helping people, and especially the kids, because they're next. I can't get over it. And I love talking to the kids. I love helping. I love hugging the kids. I love just letting them know that there's good people out here still. There's good people out here. So, Nick.
Good people, good people.
Boy, I tell you what. Show you're right. You got to get people what they
Probably
want.
blew everybody's ear out. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. You got to do it. Nick, tell me, is it passion behind it?
It is, but there is a caveat to that.
Come on.
I was literally talking to...
Caveat, that's a big word.
Word of the day.
I don't know how to spell it. I don't know.
How do you spell it?
C-A-V-E-A-T. No? Yes?
I don't know. We'll have to
I would
Google
think it was
it.
I-A-T.
We got Google over there. We got to ask our
Caveat?
studio audience.
Studio audience, how do you spell caveat?
And what does it mean?
Yeah, help us out, because listeners want to know.
It's kind of fancy for me.
I don't know what she's there. Hold up.
Caveat.
Not
Okay, we're going to figure it out by the end.
not caviar.
Not caviar, ma'am. Yes. Look it up. Nick's going to look it up.
I spelled it right.
Yeah, he spelled it right.
C-A-V-E-A-T.
Come on, Nick.
Oh, that sounds too easy.
Stipulation. Anyway, all right, so.
Go ahead.
I had a homegirl that she was like came up in the same space as me cooking in New York. She switched to being a private chef, and she absolutely hates cooking now because and she was passionate. That was her jam. Mm-hmm. She loved cooking food just as much as I did. And that whole realm of private chef or whatever she had with her experiences ruined cooking for her. Ruined it. So is passion enough? In my instance, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But it's not about for me, it's not about food. It's about the experience, the hospitality, creating, expressing myself. That's what I'm passionate about. Mm-hmm. So, in a short answer, absolutely, passion's there, and you need it. And if you don't, and you're just like half in it, you're not gonna last.
If you're doing it just to get by, like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to do this now. I want to do this, but I'm gonna try to do this. Then once you have that one experience, and it shuts everything down for you.
If you're doing it for a check, you're also not.
Yep. Justin, what about you?
Passion, I like to see other people win. Because when I started out, I like to rap too, and I've got some albums out, but I didn't want to focus all the attention on myself. So once again, I was thinking bigger picture, and I like to help out other people. So, and then really, I don't have a plan B. if this fails, then
Plan B is Plan A.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. My other option. I've tried college. I went to college for 8 years, and I only got about less than 2 years credit. So.
The old college try.
It's all right, baby.
I'm gonna blame that. I'm gonna blame that on my advisor. I won't say her name, but I've done the college road. I've been in restaurants my whole life, like I said, and I just kind of fell into radio. So
Good.
I
And
didn't.
You found your niche.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily call it a pet. I mean, I guess it kind of is now. I enjoy doing it.
Right.
When passion meets opportunity.
Yeah,
That's when it really gets
There you
high.
go. And it started out as a hobby. I started out in my basement just doing it for fun, and then once I had 40 people in my basement, I'm like, yeah, it's probably time to get a studio. It's a little crowd sitting on laps. The fire marshal came a couple times. Hey, yo, the fire hazard, you're blocking the exits. Yeah.
Safety is sexy, baby.
Yeah.
Angel, don't
Lapping
steal
it
my
up.
lines, you people. Don't steal my lines. Dante, what's up, Dr. Cara?
Passion is important.
You don't sound very
People
passionate
realize
about
that.
You don't sound passionate about your answer, but go ahead, sir.
No, letting people know or helping people figure out that the answers to whatever it is that they're going through is more internal than external. Helping them realize that, they can through self-realization solve their own problems, and there's a certain satisfaction that comes with that. But I also have to do it. I mean, it has to work, and I'm not trying to go and work at somebody else's store or somebody else anything. I mean, it has to work. So there's a passion there, but I think the drive to make this work sometimes overshadow that passion, because for me it is a job, and I mean it's a service that I provide. I know how to do it. So my passion about helping people, absolutely, but about being an entrepreneur, probably not so much.
Yes, I feel it. And you know what? By him saying that, I also would say it depends on the field that you're in. But he's in the clinical, he's in the doctor side, medical, helping people, mental health, and everything else. So that's a bit different. And that time, when he said that, it made a lot of sense based on where you talking about, okay, cooking, or are we just dealing with the kids or whatever. Like I'm passionate about doing what I do as far as that. I don't deal with mental. I do deal with mental health or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? In a different sense when I deal with trauma and just talking to these kids. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Counsel type stuff anyways, whatever, when I'm talking to them, because, I'm trained to do all that too at the same time. But, yeah, I think that's big how he explained that. Johnson, what about you?
Very passionate about helping the kids succeed, just like you. Wake up with ideals, write them down in a hurry. How can I help this kid? How can I get him from A all the way to Z, no matter what it takes? Even if it takes me bringing money out of my pocket to help this young man, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm really passionate about what I do. Just who we are.
And we do it all the time. Come out of pocket with own money to make sure a kid is just smiling, man. That makes, I'm telling you, it makes a whole lot of difference. It makes a whole lot of difference. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, because whether you've been in that position, and like for me, I know how I had a village growing up. Those same best friends I had playing ball with and everything else, those parents were like my parents. I didn't have to go without when it came to the sports and everything and having the money to do that. So when you see a kid looking, he's like, man, let me help him pay for practice, man, because somebody did it for me. I know what it feels like to want to really practice with your friends and be able to do that. And then mom's working all the time, and you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's big. That's big. Man, this episode was good, man. When we know we're going to have another entrepreneur episode down the line. This episode is brought to you by the youth, FYI. There was some middle schoolers that wanted to hear that. Shout out to those kids whenever they listen. Entrepreneurship, that's what it was brought by. That was our last question. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Angels Online. Thank you so much for listening. We are going to make sure we give everybody a good people, good people. We're going to start with Miss Johnson. Go ahead and give us a good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
There she is. Dr. Carr, can we get a good people, good people? Here he come.
Good people, good people.
Nikki Slices, what's up?
Good people. Good people.
Oh, God. Justin, talk to me.
Good people, regular people, average people, all kinds of people. Tune in.
Don't forget about the bad people, too, because they need it.
Yeah, the bad people need the most.
Listen. And you know what I'm ending with, baby. Good people. You got to get a people what they want.
And what they need, too.